Welcome to Math 143 online for the spring semester of 2021. My name is Kimberly Mullis and I will be your instructor for the class. I'm excited to embark on a new semester with you as we delve into some topics that you'll be able to directly apply to your everyday life. So this class is really fundamentally different than other algebra-based courses that you may have taken, because here we look at topics that you are likely to encounter and use in your everyday life. Okay, so having said all of that, let's take a look at how to get started. So as you look in the Getting Started folder, right, there along the left, you will see a master course syllabus that gives you all the information about Math 143 in general. And then below that, you see my instructor syllabus. So I encourage you to read that instructor syllabus. I'll go over now just kind of the highlights of what you need to know. First of all, I have virtual office hours in Zoom. So if you need to meet with me, just let me know. I'm available for office hours Wednesday at the noon hour. I'm also available by appointment. So again, please reach out, okay? In terms of the textbook, we will be using Crowder, Quantitative Literacy, Thinking Between the Lines. You will need WebAssign access, so you will purchase an access code. You can opt to buy the printed text as well, or you can just buy the code that comes with the e-textbook. All right, and in Blackboard, there is a Blackboard component to our course, so there'll be some assignments in Blackboard as well as the WebAssign. In terms of an online math class, there are some tips that I have for you to be successful in the course. First of all, it's important to have a good workspace, right? It needs to be quiet. You need to be able to connect well to the internet and try to find a place that is free from distractions, okay? You want to stay organized, so you want to keep a copy of everything you submit in case that there's a technology problem. Make sure you're taking notes as you're watching the lectures and as you're reading your textbook. Okay, manage your time wisely. So I've placed a pacing guide in the course, and I'll show you where that is in a moment. But you want to make sure that you schedule enough time to get your work done. So don't wait till the last minute, okay? Plan ahead. This class will take 6 to 9 hours per week minimum, so make sure you have that much time available in your schedule to take this class. Okay, another tip is to connect with your classmates and myself, okay? So sometimes when you're taking a class online, you feel perhaps all alone, but that's not necessary, right? We can all work together and lean on one another to get the skills that we need to be successful in the class. So if you're having trouble with anything, you can reach out to your classmates or me, or seek other resources at CVCC to help you be successful. One way that you'll be connecting with your peers is through lab assignments. We'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, the topics that we're going to study in this class. There are 4 units. Number 1, contending with change. So we'll look at real-world data and how to make sense out of that data. 2, we'll learn about managing money. So you'll learn about investing and borrowing. The 3rd unit is all about data and uncertainty. So you will be looking at calculating probabilities and interpreting graphs and so on. And then finally, we end the semester with conquering quantity. So we want to make sure that we're quantitatively literate, okay? So your grade comes from 3 main sources. Number 1, WebAssign. So your homework assignments in the WebAssign interface is collectively 20% of your grade. You have lab assignments, that's 40% of your grade, and each regular unit test is 10% of your grade. In terms of assignments, one very important assignment is the introductory quiz, that mandatory census quiz. You have to take it by February 17th or you'll be dropped from the class. So that is first and foremost the most important assignment to get started with, okay? And then we mentioned that you will have assignments that are in WebAssign, the homework management system. Pay attention to those due dates. Lab assignments, so you're going to have 9 different labs in this class. You will be working with an assigned group, so you'll have group members to complete the lab, but you will turn in your own lab. So there, I'm hoping that within your groups you'll have the support that you need and bounce ideas off of your classmates so that it will make the math more meaningful to you. Okay, there's a test for each unit. The midterm and final, they're both optional, okay? So for the midterm, you can retake test 1 or 2 to improve your grade. And for the final exam, you can complete a different unit 3 or 4 test to improve your grade. So it's like you're taking a different unit 1 or 2 test for the midterm and or a different unit 3, 4 test for the final exam. So it's just a way to improve your grade. Again, the midterm and final are optional only if you want to improve your grade. So here is a schedule of the due dates for labs, tests, and when the WebAssign is due. So at the end of each unit, you can see here on March 10th, March 31st, April 21st, and May 12th. Those are the 4 key days where you have tests due along with the WebAssign from that unit. And then kind of sprinkled all throughout are various labs. Again, there are 9 of them, and the due dates are posted clearly for you. Again, manage your time wisely. Go ahead, make you a calendar, and write down on these dates so you don't miss anything. Okay, and I encourage you to read through the rest of the syllabus as well. Keep in mind that if you do decide to withdraw from the course, I hope that's not anyone in here, but if you do, then you need to go through Student Services to fill out the withdrawal form. Okay, so if you just quit attending the course, don't expect to be dropped. Okay, you have to do that. You have to drop yourself, withdraw, if that is what you want to do. All right, so here we are in the Getting Started folder. We've been over the syllabus. We've talked about how to be successful. Now here in the Getting Started folder, there are some resources. I would like for you to read through that. It tells you about how labs are structured and graded. It tells you all about how to access WebAssign and information about accessing your email and so on. So those are some very important things that you need to know. So again, that's under the Getting Started button there along the left. Okay, so the next button that you get to is course content. Okay, this is where your lessons are. So you will have a set of lessons for each module. So right now we are in Module 1 to start out, Contending with Change. Okay, we're going to cover within Module 1 2.1, 2, 3, and 3.1 and 2. So you'll open the Module 1 lessons, and you'll notice for each of those sections there is material. So in this very first week, you're going to need to go here and view this video. So that's part of your very first assignment. And then you'll move on here to 2.1, and you'll see here the to-do list is to read, watch this video, and complete your WebAssign. All of those things need to happen before you try to do your lab. So you want to make sure that you read and do the WebAssign before you do your lab. So that'll help you. All right, and so course content is where you go for your lessons. Okay, once you view all the lesson content for the week, then you're going to go to assignments along the left, and that is where your assignments are located. So there's your assignment schedule. All right, so the first assignment that you get to is a group introduction. So you'll start connecting with your group members, okay, and there's some instructions there, and then you'll jump into Unit 1. Okay, so Unit 1 goes along with those Module 1 lessons. So in Unit 1, you'll see in there that these are your assignments, okay? you will have WebAssign. Okay, you need to not wait and do it all at one time. Do it as we go along. All right, and I'll send out weekly announcements to let you know exactly what you should be doing each week. All right, and then the various labs. So there are 3 labs that will be due for Unit 1. And so right now, you can see the Biggest Loser lab, and then the Veterans Affairs and the Disability Numbers lab will become available as the due date gets closer. And the unit test will also populate in this folder as the due date approaches. So those are all the assignments for Unit 1. So again, when you start working in a unit, go first of all to course content. Course content is where you're going to find all your lessons. If you jump into assignments and you haven't prepared by doing your lessons and your WebAssign, you might get lost. So do the lesson and then the assignments, okay? To access your group, you're going to go here to the left under Group Labs. All right, so there's a tab right there, and you will be able to interact with the members of your group. I've also put a link here where you can access WebAssign, okay? Now, when you do that, you'll be prompted for that access code, so you will need to make sure that you purchase an access code in one of the formats that's specified. Okay, so I mentioned briefly announcements. Let's go back there and we'll end our video here with an overview of announcements. So I said every week I will post an announcement to kind of point you in the right direction for the week. So you can see for this first week, there's an overview. I've given you a to-do list, exactly what you should do and in what order you should do it. Okay, so that's what you do for week 1. And then I also, here in this week 1 overview, I'm kind of prompted you for what's coming up next week. So if you have time this week and you want to go ahead and get a jump start, if next week's going to be busy and you want to go ahead and get some of it out of the way, you can. All right. Also under announcements is some information about group work, and that just tells you how to communicate within your groups. All right, and then from time to time, again, I'll have some general announcements to post. Whenever I make an announcement, I will post it here in Blackboard, and I'll also send you an email. So you don't have to worry about announcements just showing up and you missing one. I will email those out. Okay, and so I think that's about it in terms of how the course is structured. Again, I welcome you to the class, and I look forward to a productive semester. Be sure you reach out to me anytime you need help, and I'm happy to assist.